But not least, he's our women's 8-man director, and he's taking the ball and run. I'll tell you, his name's Norman A. Carter III. They call him Thunder, and he's just a very valuable man to our national committee for the Nationals, and he's been a career coach for 16 years, career director for 3 years. Career referee 5 years. His teams was Icons, first and goal, and we are ready. National tournament appearances 21 years. Most memorable moment in flag and touch football. Besides being inducted into the Hall of Fame, my most memorable moment was winning the 7-man B championship after coming from the losers bracket and having to beat the top seed 2 times. I made the game-winning play in that first game, which kept the momentum on our side and going into the second game. Congratulations, we're just very proud of Norm Carter III. His presenters will be Jalana Bouldin and Michelle Nobles.
I'm impressed, Charlie, you got my name right. All right, good afternoon, everyone. I want to take a few minutes and speak on behalf of Norman. I've known him for, gosh, about 8 years now. I've been playing about 8 or 9 years in the women's football league, and I'll tell you a little bit how I became to know him. I actually played opposite of him. He used to coach a really great team that I'm sure you guys know of called Icons. And we played across from him. I played on another team. I was just starting in about 2007, 2008, somewhere in there. And I remember looking across and I said, gosh, those girls are really great. You know, I want to be able to play like them. And but I remember him screaming and yelling and stomping and throwing stuff all the time. And I was like, he's a jerk. How in the world they play for him? But I did remember one particular thing about him, and he was a perfectionist. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna introduce myself, see if I can like him long enough to pick his brain and teach me what he knows. So I did that. I reached out to him. He said, great, we'll be glad to have you on, and he took me on. And what I appreciate about him is, like I said, not only is he a perfectionist, he was willing to teach me the sport. He actually pushed me in a position that I thought was the worst position on defense, which was corner, especially for, as you can see, I have no height whatsoever. That's what I thought at the time. However, I've become to love that position, and he taught me the skills and the technique to play that position. I became very good in it, in between my pregnancies and my injuries, of course. So, with that being said, I just want to say that, you know, I've become very good friends with Norman on the field and off the field. I appreciate him so much. You will not find a more genuine person ever. He works very hard for women's football. He has really taken our division a long ways. I mean, as you can see, this year alone, we have grown to over 40 teams in our division. So we now have an A division, a B division, and probably within the next 12 to 24 months, we'll have a C division. So he is working really hard to make women's football just the best it could be, and to show that women are just as competitive in sports as the men are. So with that being said, I want to hand it over to one of my former teammates that played on Icons with me, Miss Michelle Noble. She's going to wrap it up and actually introduce him for us, okay?
Good afternoon. I met Norman about 15 years ago, played across from him on co-ed. And I can attest to what Jalana said. Nobody liked him. He was loud, he yelled at the refs. When we beat him for the championship, he was throwing stuff. Not too long after that, we became friends. He became my coach for Icons Women's 8-Man in about 2005. And he was my coach for many years. One of the most dedicated people, not just to football, but to women's football. 10 years ago, women's football didn't look like it does today. And he's one of the reasons. He's dedicated his whole life to this, and all of the girls out here are grateful for him. We are glad to see him in this position now. we're hoping to see women's football continue to grow. I've been friends with him 15 years. We've made trips back and forth here for many, many years. And I cherish most his dedication and belief that women can play football. And seeing these little girls out here playing football is all the reasons why he works so hard and why we all work so hard to continue the sport for girls. So I thank you for being my opponent, my coach, my ref, and most importantly, my friend. Love you.
All right, thank you very much. I get emotional about this, but I get emotional with excitement because I love the women's game. It's such an honor for me to represent these women, such an honor for me to get phone calls from the coaches, emails, and saying, hey, we want to do this, we like that. And they know when they speak to me, there's a strong chance that something's going to happen about what they said. I got into this game, like I said, about 15 years ago. Knew nothing about it. I started playing co-ed, and I was playing to get in a tournament in Georgia Tech, and I was playing safety, and I felt I was the best DB and the safety in the world. And all of a sudden, a young lady just shot past me on a go route. I said, whoa. All right, no biggie. We sacked the quarterback anyway, so it didn't matter. The next play, she shot past me again. I told my players, I said, hey, we got to talk to this girl, get her on our co-ed team. And that girl was Charmaine Chin. She's presently now a coach of Blackout. Outstanding athlete. But what I did was I started following Charmaine because she was an athlete. I followed her over to women's sports. Didn't know anything about the 8-million game. I didn't even know it existed. So when I got over there and started seeing the women play, I was intrigued. I'm a photographer, so I brought out my camera, started shooting them, and before you know it, I was like, I need to be a part of this. This is awesome. I need to be a part of it. So I went to the coach. I got introduced to the coach. And I talked to him and said, hey, can I be a part of this or whatever? I don't know what he initially thought about me because there's those rumors about me having attitudes and throwing things and stomping and yelling. I don't know where it comes from. But he gave me an opportunity, and he is a master of the game. You can quote anything out of the rule book. He might even tell you the page that it's on and the paragraph that it's in. He got me started in this. I want to send a special shout out to my mentor, Zurich Foster. He's right here, director in the red shirt. He's recording me right now, and I appreciate if you get my good side. He really taught me a lot about this game. He's just as passionate about the women's game as I am. Except he spreads his knowledge to all the divisions, women's, men, 8-man, 9-man, 5-man, youth, all of that. Like I said, he's an aficionado of the rules. He knows the rules in and out. We argue back and forth about the rules. I have to concede that he's right most of the time, which is not easy for me to do. But I have that kind of respect for him. So I wanted to give him a special shout out. The shirt that I'm wearing is Light and Tight. Light and Tight is a team that I actually started assistant coaching with. That was the team I followed Charmaine to learn about the game. Zurich was the coach at that time. I spent the year with Light and Tight, season with Light and Tight, and decided I wanted to jump out on my own, and I took the head coaching position for the Icons. That was the team in which Michelle played for. So my coaching career and my playing career is really not that important. What's important to me is the women's game. And like Michelle said, we have 40 teams participating this year, which is the most we've ever had. I was given this opportunity. I was given a women's group, and I took a stick of dynamite and lit the fuse, and I'm just blowing it up. And I enjoy it. I love seeing what it's doing. I love seeing the coaches out here. I love seeing some of the players out here. I love it. I love it. I love it. Woo! Thank you. That's all that over there. But just to watch it grow, just to watch. Now we have tournaments that are only for women, and that's huge. You didn't hear about that 10 years ago. You heard about 6 or 7 women's teams, most of them from the DC area, coming down to nationals, group 12 or whatever, stay there for a little while. But now we're coming from all over the country. We have, and actually all over the world. This year we have Cayman Islands here. We've got Canada here. We've got Puerto Rico here for the first time. You see Alex out there representing Canada. So, it's really blowing up, and I enjoy being a part of it. I wanted to send just a couple of shout outs to some people who are important to me. And unfortunately, people who couldn't make it, they're watching me right now. We've been streaming the whole event here on Periscope. And so they're blowing my phone up and sending me text messages. So I got to keep moving it out the way. But I wanted to send a shout out to LaShonda Gilmore, who's the manager and owner of Light and Tight, for help giving me the shot. I want to send a shout out to the team that got me really into it the most, which is Icons, and some of the players are here, Michelle being one, Priscilla McDowell, hey P, how you doing? A part of it. Angie Dupree, Casey Dixon, Shahara Walker, Trudy Taylor, Sheila Cam. Just wanted to send a special shout out to my second team. I had them for a short period of time before I became a director, and Jalana was on that as well. Regina Tate, Carrie Sims, and Lana Sims. But the biggest shout out I want to send out really is to Natalie, because Natalie didn't know me that well, but I think she saw me on the field and figured either I was crazy or passionate, one or the other. And she took a chance and she recommended me to get the women's director position. And we all know Mike listens to Natalie, so he went on and went with it. And I'm here, and I love it. I mean, it's a huge honor. I can talk all day about it. I won't bore you. I'm glad I'm able to shut this down talking about the women. So hopefully you can leave and think about how big the women's sport is and will continue to grow. And like I said, I'm just honored to be a part of it. So I'm going to wrap it up and end it with that, and say thank you to all the ladies who had a chance to come out. A lot of their games started, so they couldn't stay and be here, but they blew up my phone. I know they're here in spirit, and thank you everybody for being here. And I'd like to say I'm honored to be on the stage with some of these guys that played like I wanted to play and accomplished some of the things that I wanted to accomplish as a player. But I get to do more. I get to win championships every year now. So as a director, I win a championship no matter who wins. And I get to take the picture with the winner. So thanks a lot, and I want everybody enjoy the rest of the tournament. This is an awesome tournament. It's the biggest and best one in the nation, and it's going to continue to grow. They said we have 413 teams, but what they didn't say is we turned away 50. So we're going to easily hit 500 next year, and it's going to continue to grow. This is a great facility. They did a lot of work getting us here, so we're all honored to be the first ones to get our Hall of Fame here at the new facility, and I heard the rings are new too. So anyway, thanks everybody. Everybody enjoy the rest of the tournament.
Let's hear it one more time for Norman Carter. His ring, his plaque. Where'd he go, big guy?
Beyonce said if you like it, put a ring on it.
Just hold your seats for a minute. Again, if you get a chance, stop in the tent, see Natalie, give her a hug. What a job she's done. One more applause for Natalie. Shake Mike Sion's hand.